everyone, and welcome to Rival Bros, where I'm always right and Edip is always wrong. No, I'm just kidding. This is Timucin over here, hosting the show. I representing Liverpool, the black sheep of the family. Edip is over there representing Manchester United. We were away for 2 weeks. We did our picks last week, but a lot to talk about. Obviously, the game between us, United, and Liverpool. We'll talk about that. A lot of stuff happening. City is actually playing as we speak. Last I looked, they had the leads on Palace, so the title race is still on, despite what VAR does. So, how are you doing?
Very well. We conveniently skipped the United Liverpool game.
Okay, let the record show, because I knew you were going to say shit like that. Let the record show that it was your schedule that could not basically.
It was, but no matter. The history will write that we did not do that after the win. Yeah, I'm content. I think the answer.
I'm just like, it almost feels like everybody, I mean, not everybody, I guess, but at least both of us, both of our teams are kind of like trying to get to the end of the season. Just end it already. I mean, obviously, you guys get to win. That whole game just basically was a microcosm of the entire season, I think, for both teams, really, in some ways. But United gets to win. And honestly, yeah, there's referee calls and stuff. I don't want to go 2 weeks back, but at the end of the day, Liverpool is not good enough to be able to win away at Old Trafford right now. They had their chances. I think once they tie, if you get the second goal, you can feel like things are going to happen. But at the end of the day, they lose. I was going to ask you, though, because, I do want to obviously talk a lot about last week where you guys tied Sunderland away. When I saw that,
that was a boring game.
I did not. Yes, luckily I did not get to see that one. But is that almost? Here's what I was thinking: if they United was like 1 out, let's say. They're gonna finish the season third, looking like, right?
Yeah.
But if they kept winning, would it make it more difficult to make a managerial change? Because I know you still want an actual manager. Not that Carrick is not an actual manager, but you know what I mean. Not an interim manager, but an actual manager. Does it make it almost easier to make that change if things don't go too smooth?
No, I don't think so. Even if we got the results in the Liverpool game, that is as you said, a summary of our season as well. That game, a good United team, a focused United team would get that game to 4 or 5, because that was 2 in quick succession in the beginning of the game. We did that in the Brentford game as well.
Yeah.
Sort of, that is sort of a like a sickness of the team. So I don't think if we won at Sunderland, the argument would be, yeah, Carrick is doing well. I think he has done a lot better than a lot of people for and against expected. I think that would be unfair on him. But I still believe that the club needs a more sustainable model, which I'm actually worried that we will not be getting at the beginning of next season, to be honest. Because if you look at the squad and if you look at the players playing there, Casemiro, for example, or Fernandez, or Sheshko, for that matter, until he sort of got that, Cunha, Mbemo, all these guys who can affect the score, they have so sketchy performances. Fernandez looks like he is the most sort of assist player, blah blah blah. But there are games that you are, as a United fan, or I'm so frustrated at looking at the potential of Fernandez versus what you get from him that game. One game, Casemiro really sort of leaves the midfield. I don't know where he is. 2 games, he's man of the match. Blah blah. So that I think that is the real problem that United faces. A manager that could get in that system and get the performances week in, week out, rather than this sketchy thing. If Liverpool wasn't in this situation, if
Mhm.
Villa didn't lose the form, if Chelsea didn't fail miserably, we
Yep.
would still be having a difficulty sort of, getting in the top five, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. I think everything has kind of worked out where Villa is busy in Europe, Liverpool is busy fighting itself.
Yeah.
I don't know, we know what the hell Chelsea is doing, but thanks to Liverpool, like we took care of Spurs as well. We spread the points to teams that can't get points anywhere else. It feels like, but yeah, I mean, I look at that game, and yes, errors, but I mean, heck, people score on us based off errors too. They capitalize and they get the job done. They tie it up, and honestly, they have the momentum. It looks like they could even get the third, but it's like a typical Liverpool thing when it comes back afterwards and they find a way to lose. Because I think there was a lot of talk like this week when they were playing against Chelsea towards the end where they're like not really attacking, because I think this is a Liverpool team that's afraid to lose right now.
Yeah.
So they didn't want the same thing happen again. They didn't rush it, and then they tied it at the end. But Kevin's in the house. What's going on? He says, why not give Carrick the job?
Because knowing United and the culture of the club, culture club. That
Was yes. Well,
the
thank God
culture of
Kev
the
is used
club.
to this level of humor, so we can get away with it. Yeah.
If Carrick is there beginning of the season, and God forbid we have a few draws and something like that, Carrick would be the first to go, rather than looking for another solution. This
Okay.
happened in most of because the culture is toxic in that way. Carrick had nothing to lose when he came. He sort of let the players play. He brought out the best in a lot of players. Not consistently maybe, but he got the results and everything. But if we start the next season, there is a very big danger that in the 6th or 7th or 10th week, United will be facing Carrick is not the guy for the job. Easier than a renowned manager. I know it is unfair.
That's what I was gonna say. It's really unfair on Carrick, right? Because we're doing it based on assumption, not potential.
Yes, but knowing what we have lived through in
That's
the past
fair.
as well.
No, I understand why, but I'm thinking of like Carrick's situation. We are kind of assuming one, yes, he had nothing to lose. And now next season, there's going to be expectations. There was zero expectations, right? This is a miracle happening in front of our eyes, kind of a thing for United fans. So now he's going to come with expectations. It's going to be a different ball game. New players he's going to have to bet in. We talked about this before when he first took charge. The interim manager thing is almost like my latest analogy is like a substitute teacher where, like, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to color? Let's color then. So like, letting everybody do their thing so everybody's happy. There's no contract talk and all that kind of stuff. Yes. But we're assuming when those come in the equation, he will fail, not necessarily know that he will fail.
Not only that, what I'm trying to say is if another manager fails, he would be given more credit. That's why I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So he would have more time. But
exactly.
Again, that's still unfair, mind you. But
based on unfair. It's definitely unfair. I mean, what would I mean?
So who, by the way?
Who?
Like, who do you want? Bring Jose back. No, he's going to Real.
Yeah, well, if Real Madrid lets us.
Like, yeah, who do you have in mind that you're like, man, if that guy comes over? Because here's another thing: if somebody comes in, if they are not really, really well known, and they don't like perform initially, and now to a team coming in with expectations after the World Cup and all that kind of stuff, there's gonna be a lot of pressure because they're gonna be like, why do we get rid of Carrick? It's gonna be a lot of people like Kevin's, like, why didn't he keep the job? Why did we bring this guy? He messed it all up.
I would say Ancelotti.
I don't think he's doing that, is he?
No. I mean, not that
like a guy like that, you mean, or Ancelotti himself?
Yeah, the model that I would prefer to see. If
they don't grow on trees, dude.
Sorry.
they don't grow on trees. There's not like, you can't
No,
go pick up another
exactly.
Ancelotti.
So yeah, the manager who would sort of take the job should be um, author, authoritative enough,
So not questioned.
not questioned, plus manage the contracts and the locker room, and the media, and the stupid guys in the United C-level suits. So I think that's the because otherwise, if you bring in somebody like Amorim again, not Amorim himself, but somebody like Amorim,
Yeah, up and coming.
he shines in this team, which is a lesser team, for example,
Yeah.
and we brought him in. Then Kevin's question would be, what was the problem with Carrick?
Yeah.
At least he knows the system. So therefore, uh, if they are going to change Carrick, which I think we should do, they should be bringing in a more like a system guy rather than a shining star or a newly sort of
That's a huge difference, though, right? I mean, I would love
yeah,
to see the disaster that can possibly come out of it, because from going from the substitute teacher letting you do whatever you want
yeah,
to a guy that says my way or the highway is a huge change. And anytime United players have had a guy that is my way or the highway, they have made it the highway for the manager by kind of like downing tools. There's a lot of guys over there that have gone through a lot of managers and
that's it.
know how to go through managers.
That's why I said it should be somebody everybody would be respecting the system. When I say system guy, I'm not saying ignoring all the players and we are going to play this, but somebody that I'm coming from the way of the sustainability part. I mean, a system that United plays, and if the players changes, the squad changes, if there's an injury, we keep playing the same thing, and everybody agrees on somebody who would convince the players to actually sort of get that.
I
Uh,
got you. Yeah.
that that's
Not a
that's
lot of
that's what
guys
I
like
mean.
that, but
Yeah,
the fact that it's the World Cup, I mean, there's a lot of guys in the World Cup who might like
yeah,
Nagelsmann is like one that, Liverpool fans always, I mean, at least us Liverpool fans, everybody else talks about Xavi. I would rather have
yeah.
like a guy like Nagelsmann or
Oh
somebody
yeah,
like that. But um the fact that it's a World Cup summer makes those things a lot more difficult, because the dude is
yeah.
going to be working till freaking July anyway, and then probably want to take a break before he heads on to like a new club, or is gonna wait. Like a club like Liverpool. I mean, if Liverpool continue with Slot, you're gonna have a couple of months there. If the next
Are
season
you?
starts
Are
wrong,
you
it's looking more and more like it,
really?
unless Slot wants out. Is like where we're at. I think because the dude is constantly talking about next season, and like talking about like what's going to be done, what's going to be different, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the player saying it is one thing, but the manager saying it is another. And I
Yeah.
think, though, with Ajax interested, we were talking about on Monday night on American Scouser. I mean, would he say, you know what, the hell with this? I want a title. I'll go to Ajax. And let's face it, he will be up for another big job eventually, having won the Premier League. I think this will go as poor recruitments a little bit in the like unbalanced, not poor because you brought a ton of quality players, good players,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe like not balanced in terms of recruitment. And he would get another job, he would go back to Netherlands where his family is, and he'll be happy. My thing is, to me, he doesn't come across as a guy like that. He comes across as Dutch, and he will be like, nope, I'm gonna stay and I'm fix it because I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. That's the impression I get, but I don't know if he'll be like take the
How
easy
will the
road.
fans? How will the fans feel if he stays on?
They're like nobody wants them on. I don't think. I mean, I don't want to say
Really?
nobody. I think that a lot of things is, we're talking about it this morning in the morning show over there. I mean, I want him to get a shot, but I don't think he will get a fair shot, and that's why I don't think it's going to be easy for him. I think you get a couple of players that he clearly needs to replace a guy like Diaz, who you let go, like a
Mm.
winger that you get in there, and a healthy team. First of all, like you have an actual healthy right back. You have like healthy center backs that you can rotate. Isak having a full summer is healthy coming in and stuff. So you have a lot going for you. Wirtz now used to the Premier League. So you have a lot going on, right? But I just feel like something goes negative, people are gonna turn on him so fast.
Yeah.
We were talking this morning. I'm pretty disappointed with how fast and how furious people have turned on him. And I know it was always a tough gig following Klopp. He's never going to be Klopp. And I think we are now weak. It's almost like fans were okay with it because he won. But now they're like, wait, he's not winning and he's not Klopp, kind of a deal, which probably is unfair on him. Like looking from outside, leave alone like enjoying probably the misery part of it. But
Yeah.
what do you think? Like, you think he can even turn around? I just don't feel like the environment is there for him to succeed because everybody is questioning it right now.
Yeah, that's the thing I would be most worried about. The same as the Carrick thing.
Yeah.
It may be unfair on Slot because he already won a championship, but you can argue that that was Klopp's team, so he's actually sort of just picked the fruits up and couldn't sort of set anything up himself. But that is the risky part, and I would actually enjoy the misery. The same thing, if Liverpool doesn't start the season strong, then the doubt will be there, and he will be the first to go. There will be a lot of pressure, let's say.
I almost think that's what they're like looking at. They're like, let's give him the thing. If it doesn't pan out, we just go get Nagelsmann. He'll be done with Germany, kind of a thing. I don't think they clearly do not want Xavi, despite the whole Chelsea tease and stuff like that. And I don't know if you're making anybody jealous by throwing Chelsea's name out there because they were like, okay, that's fine.
Exactly.
Then we'll see you in 6 months then, kind of like a deal. See, I'm like complete opposites. You might be a romantic, Kev. You do you, buddy. I feel like whenever, I mean, we see this with like Fenerbahce and stuff too, right? Where I think fans have a difficult time separating the manager from the player. So the emotion comes into play. Like you guys had it for like Ole, for example, and stuff. Oh, Ole at the wheel and all that.
Ole, we had Ryan Giggs. We had so many.
I feel like people like Xavi, like everybody wants Xavi, not because of his manager. Half these people who want Xavi Alonso don't have no idea what he plays, how he plays, and all that kind of stuff. But they want him because it's like a familiar name. They used to root for him. It's going to be an easy guy to root for. And I think when that guy doesn't succeed, you can't separate your image of him as a player from the image of him as a manager. So it's a big mess.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? Not everybody who can play the game well be a good manager, because it's not a playing thing anymore. But I'm with Kevin. I mean, it is a romantic idea. I mean, I would love to see Carrick write write a few pages of sort of a complete romantic epic sort of heroic sort of thing, but it's difficult. Galatasaray is living through that, for example. So he used to be a player and he won 4 championships in a row, and now he won 4 championships in a row as a manager. Actually, we don't like him, we hate him, but this is
their fans don't like him though, because he can't succeed in Europe.
Yeah, that's it. But it's so rare and depends on so many things. The fans, as Tim says, they don't like him, and if they sort of get tackled somewhere and a couple of months of bad form, everybody will screaming. Although he won 4 there as a player and 4 manager, they will not be blinking to sort of let him go.
I mean, that's what we're seeing with Slots. I mean, he won the title, and I think it took like 3 months for people to like turn. That's what I mean. I felt it went really fast, and that to me signals that nobody was totally okay with it, and that was natural because I mean, Klopp was Klopp. I mean, I was watching. I fell in like a YouTube hole last night again, and I was watching like Doubters to Believers. I ended up watching the first hour or whatever. And how we kind of like built, we came basically the Champions League win is like, as far as I watched, not even the Premier League win yet. And I mean, the character that he was, like how he could dry people. And I think it's a bit easier. I've been saying this all week, like, having been in management and stuff, it's a lot easier to take over shit situations because you can come
Yeah.
in and say, you know what, this crap is not working, so this is what we're doing now. And everybody kind of has to follow in line, and everybody has to automatically give time. I think probably Slot's biggest mistake was winning in the first season. If this season was last season, I don't think people would be as critical. They would be like, oh, yeah, it was always going to be a transition. It's going to be difficult. But
Yes,
because he
that's
came in and won and raised the bar for himself, now I think it makes it even more difficult on him. Like I say, he doesn't help himself, but I don't think he has everything he needs. Having said that, what he has should be playing better as well. So it's kind of like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's I mean it's not the championship, it's the underperformance, isn't it? Really, you don't see as you just said, Liverpool is now a team looking doubtful of itself. Like
Yes.
that's the thing. I think fans respond badly because even if Klopp, he didn't win anything, but for the first 4 years,
4 years, yeah.
4 years, but those
Lost
4 years.
finals and.
Exactly. But those 4 years, you had games that you turned around. The team sort of, fought until the end. You had little bits and pieces that the fans see that something is happening there, even
Yes,
if we.
building blocks.
Exactly. But here you see Slot and you don't get that vibe. Uh, I'm not getting that vibe from Carrick either, for example, to be honest.
Yeah, I honestly think this is my theory, and if Slot is staying, this is the only theory that's going to save us. Is I feel like there is a huge separation between the old regime guys and the new regime guys right now. So there's a
Yeah.
lot happening behind the scenes. I talked about it this morning as well on the American Scouser channel, and when Van Dijk says when he comes back from the summer after the World Cup, he's going to do this, this, this. To me, that says nothing's going to change right now the way things are. And to me,
Correct.
that almost looks like I've been, I said it this morning too. It's like managing a bunch of guys who put in their 2 weeks notice. You can lead, you can manage the best you want. They're already checked out. And I think there is a lot of like divide there. So maybe after Mo, Robo, and maybe like Curtis Jones, even maybe Ali, some of these guys leave. There's a new chapter to be written now with new guys. I think it's just the new guys feel like they're kind of nibbling off of the old chapter. I think the old guys complaining about standards that they should be keeping high. That's probably like my biggest beef with like some of the guys like Mo and stuff like that. But hopefully we'll give them a good send off against Brentford because they deserve it. I mean, you look at that team, man. As I was like watching that thing yesterday, I mean, what a joy to watch. And I think that's the biggest thing is fans want to enjoy the like the football they're seeing. But we talked about this. Look at Arsenal. Even look at City. Like that's not regular winning football, unfortunately, all the time. So people expect, I mean, I look at that team, like everybody bombing forward all the time. You got Bobby in the middle. He's like a trickster, like, like passing stuff around, people finishing. So I think people miss that, the fast paced. So even if the results are not there, at least you're watching it. It's almost like you're watching a game, a high scoring game. Even if you don't have a rooting interest in it, you get to see a lot of goals kind of a deal. So people want to enjoy what they're watching. I think right now, you're not winning. I'll argue this is just as boring as last year. Like if people, what I mean? This is like we're playing the same brand. People are kidding themselves. When we won, it looked better. It felt better. But now you're not winning and you're playing boring. So nobody's loving it. So, but yeah, to answer your very first initial question, yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy task for him. I don't know if he's going to stay. The only reason I say he shouldn't stay, honestly, though, is because I think the fans are going to make it really difficult for him to succeed. So might as well. If you're going to change it, this really reeks of Brandon Rodgers. And not the same personality. But
yeah, that makes it easier for the players to underperform.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't it?
Unless my theory is right and they have a point to prove.
Okay.
That's what I'm hanging the hat on. Okay. Where they're like, you know what? Now we can play. And
Yeah.
they were the ones holding us back. We weren't low in the standards. They were the ones holding us back and causing this. That's kind of like I say, this is a theory I'm hanging my hat on. So hopefully it pans out. But let's look at last week over here. The picks, I hate to say it, buddy, but I think you're out.
I think I have a point.
Yeah, you only have a point.
I have a point.
Whereas,
I was leaning on West Ham to get the 3 points, and you know what happened there. So it was just touch and go.
but at the end of the day, I think I'm up by 9 points now.
With 9 points, and we have 2 games. So
yeah,
I think
so. I don't know. Like, I don't know how math is over there. My math says you're out, but we'll do it anyway for shits and giggles over here. But let's look at the scores. Liverpool, Chelsea. We kind of talked about, bored to death. Brighton beats. I think we're gonna come to the important ones, right? City makes Brentford easy. The thing that we have to really talk about is the West Ham Arsenal game. Not only it affects the title race, it affects the relegation battle, and I think. I am probably partially biased because I can't stand Lego Head, and I don't want really like. I'd rather have City win. This is how much I can't stand him. But I just find it bullshit that a team who bullied their way in every goddamn set piece, beat people to death in the box, and score goals. Set piece FC gets bailed on a VAR call. That's yes, it's a foul. If I just showed it to you, you're probably going to say foul. But when they've done probably 10 times worse, 50 times throughout the season, for them to get bailed on that is bullshit.
Yeah, I know. The stinking part is that it happened in the last sort of 90 seconds, isn't it? Really. Yeah. If it was in the game at somewhere when it was 0-0 or even 1-0, which is like the last 7 minutes, isn't it? That wouldn't be this stinking, especially for the City fans or the championship race. So that's a bias, I think, because it happened in the very last second.
That's fair, because it felt like you took the title out of City's hands under their control, gave it back to Arsenal.
I wouldn't go that far. For example, I know you hate Arteta, but
I mean, it would be in City's hands. If City wins out, they would win the title.
Yeah, but then you would argue a lot of things. I mean, if they didn't hit the post, or they could have scored.
No, but I'm just saying, in the last second, by changing that result, if that game ends 1-1,
yeah, that's it. But the question is that I was asking myself this. If you saw that and it wasn't a race thing or not a race thing. It's about the championship race.
How did we get to the race thing? What?
The champion race. I mean the championship race.
Okay.
And, so I know you're very sensitive over there.
I was going to say we're in the US.
Exactly. No, I wouldn't go into that. But the thing is, if you saw that in any other game, and you saw that situation and the goal scored, and you didn't know the teams, and you wouldn't sort of have any meaning, is that a foul or not? Would that be unfair on Arsenal that they drew with that goal?
See, that's what I mean. If you isolate it, you can say that's a foul.
And you can only isolate it. You can't go back to all the games and sort of.
But I think especially a team who mainly scores from set pieces. Yeah. Mainly scores, opens up games. I don't care about the percentage. Even games they won 4-0, the first goal comes from a set piece. I think when it's a team that has gotten their goals by doing even more than that, it feels harsh, and it feels a gift that VAR gives you. Because and this is what, we're going to sound like time to sound like old grumpy men. We haven't done it yet. This is what I don't like about VAR. Because basically they can now go back. They have found almost like a loophole. We see this in the Turkish league all the time, by the way, right? It gives them an opportunity to say, because we can find something there. Because you can find, it's like, like NFL, it's like in the freaking like NBA, like we're watching the playoffs now. Like in any like drive, if you want to call the foul, you can call the foul. If you don't want to call the foul, you can kind of like let it go. And I feel like in the box now, when they're like, that's not good. Watch it. There has to be somebody pushing somebody in there. And then you can intervene and cut it out. And that's the part I don't like. You made it, instead of making it black and white, it almost like you enlarge the gray area.
I think that's we talked about this before, didn't we? In the Turkish league as well, but here as well. In defense to the VAR, which is looking like getting all the referee jobs back from these stupid guys. It is almost a defense will make the game so complicated and so open to commentary, and that then sort of you will be sorry to bring any technology into this, because as you say, you can use the technology in a lot of ways. That's the thing. I would agree with that. It's sort of there is a sense of justice, isn't it? I mean, if you believe, which we don't, for example, in the Turkish league, and if you look at the Premier League, you would see that isn't there as well. If you really be an old man, sort of critical thing, sort of but if you don't have the sense of trust that there is a system that will be fair to all, then there's no point in watching this shit, is it really?
Yeah, if you were an addict, you would not. Unfortunately,
exactly. We're kind of like addicts. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, we are watching this because we are addicts. We all know.
Like, do you get the sense of justice? Even as a United fan who gets all the calls because somehow all the referees are from the Manchester area.
That's another biased Liverpool guy thing.
Like a Šeško slapping balls into the net and stuff. But so, but no, like
that wasn't the handball.
I do not get like the sense at all. The inconsistency is ridiculous, over the top, and I feel like so many crucial calls. I mean, I go back to Doku like stamping McAllister's chest with his cleats, not getting called with, not intervened by VAR and stuff. There's so much crap that you're watching VAR. First of all, half the time we can't even be sure when we watch VAR, because sometimes we're like, like we're seeing it right there, but then they don't reverse the call. Like, am I seeing something different than what he's seeing? Number one. And number two, just the fact that I think you said something, can't remember what game it was. We were kind of like watching and we were messaging back and forth. The fact that, and I use the term all the time, we've seen them given.
Yes.
That by itself says there's no consistency. That's another way of saying there
isn't any consistency. That's the thing, isn't it? Why did we bring in VAR?
To get rid of the human error.
Exactly. To make it more consistent, because it wasn't in any case.
Yes.
But now, because of us, the guy operating the VAR is again a biased human. So we just made the bias more crowded. That's the only thing. That's at some point they did another silly thing. If you remember, in Europe, I don't think I don't remember if Premier League did that. We did that in the Turkish league as well. There's the side referees. Do you remember? Standing by the goal. What happened to those guys?
Standing by the goal?
Yeah, next to the goal. There were two more assistant referees.
I don't remember this at all.
Really?
No, I don't remember this at all. That's way too many referees.
Goal referee. I don't know if anybody watching remembers this. This went on for maybe 4 or 5 seasons. And then they said, this is stupid. I was always asking, what the fuck is that guy doing there?
Yeah, I do not know anything about this, to be honest with you.
Really? You don't remember?
I've never seen this. When was this? Are you sure? Like, did you wake up in sweat after you saw this? Or? Yeah, I've never seen that, and I think that's like probably the last thing we need is more eyes on the thing. But
exactly.
A mess. Now you might need him for set pieces, but I know we were talking with Gally, like they're talking about. I think the problem is we watched an era where you couldn't even cough next to the goalie because it would be a
Yes.
foul. And now, I mean, I think we were talking about your guys' game. Gally and I were talking Monday nights about your guys' game versus Everton, where Tarkowski was like literally in a bar fight with your goalie and nothing was being called. Oh, you froze on us.
No, I'm hearing you. I hear
So,
you.
like the inconsistency there, like we went from one extreme to the other, and it feels like they kind of call it when they want to. It's like, oh, not enough contact and stuff like that. And I think that's like the biggest problem, but it gets really freaking highlighted. That's a really, really big call to make by VAR, I guess, is my thing. That's something that you're like, dude, this is not the time to call the season. They literally decided the season in some ways by doing that.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think so.
You like literally froze on my end, by the way. I have no idea why, but
Really, maybe I'm looking at this as well. I'll just do this first of all. Can I do this?
I know depends on. Yeah, there we go. You're back. Yeah, you were like stuck smiling. It was really
Okay,
disturbing
I was.
imagery. So
I'm always yes, exactly.
the additional assistant referee Sama were part of the vice president to help. See, look at this, dude. The database as the appeal across the pond kicks in. There we go.
Yes,
See?
I just posted that, didn't I?
Oh, I thought I was like I was making up the production crew. I'm like, there's the production crew behind the scenes. Way to spoil that. So easy, man. So easy to.
So easy. Yeah, we have a crowded team in the back working this way.
We have our own VAR booth
databases. 2012, the guys who were there to help officials identify ghost goals and incidents in the penalty area. The ghost goals thing, the line thing, was sorted out by the Falcon Eye or the goal line technology. The others is the VAR. So I think they used it for about 3 or 4 years, especially in the Euro 2012. The guys were there.
Man, I do not remember this.
You don't recall this? Really?
Yeah, I do not remember this at all.
Oh, you're getting old.
AARs.
AARs.
2012, you said, right? Okay, All American Rose selections. Thanks, Google. Yeah, Poland and Ukraine. And then
the guys were just sitting there, standing there in the box, just next to the goal, looking at the box.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do not remember this at all. But I mean, I don't know. Like, is it more eyes that you need in the situation, or better rules, clearer rules?
Yeah, that becomes more bias. That becomes more,
I guess, yeah,
opinions. So the other formula with the 3 referees, they made a lot of mistakes, but we didn't have the chance to tell it's a mistake. There were sometimes they were so really you could see with the naked eye that the guy is offside by 2 meters, and the flag didn't go up, and sort of the goal was given. A lot of things happen like that. But now, yes, we have avoided that maybe, but now we are looking at the tip of the shoe and the other.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I like this because I'm an old guy. I think I would prefer
given the chance,
the other mistakes. I would
given
prefer
the chance, you would get rid of VAR, because we talk about this a lot. By the way, if it was because we felt it was unjust and it was biased to fit an agenda or whatever, as we see in the Turkish league, there are many other ways of doing it without making it too obvious and reviewable. Controlling the yellow cards, the fouls. There's multiple ways we see it in the Turkish league of how you can control the narrative. So I don't think it's necessarily somebody in the VAR room saying, I want Arsenal to win. I got 500 pounds riding on it.
Yeah.
I think it's more about like, oh, we have to call this now. because I saw it. Now we have to call it. Whereas last week,
Exactly.
like the goalkeeper was being stabbed and it wasn't being called, and that's probably what the issue is. But when you decide the fate of two clubs, one for the title race, one in the relegation, because you put West Ham, now one poor result from Spurs will be enough. Now they have to lose and stuff like that. So yeah, I did not like it at all.
But
I
the
think when
thing
I
is,
watched it, I was like, they better not overturn this.
but the question is, if they didn't give that, if they didn't turn it around, wouldn't that be unfair on Arsenal? Again, it will be deciding the
Well, I
championship.
mean, when they did the Doku thing, when he was stamping freaking McAllister's chest in the box, we kind of said, well, this is all rigged, the powers that be, and like a lot of envelopes floating around.
That's what I was trying to say when I said there's
But I
trust
mean,
in the system or not, because
like I say, more than the specific case, because of who it's happened to and what they have done before. That's
yeah,
it's not just inconsistency, or sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't.
no,
They specifically did not call it for this club all freaking season, their
yes,
main source of goals. And to
correct.
gift them the title, not necessarily, but in most ways, by doing that, I don't know, it just felt icky.
I mean, they didn't have a. I mean, if you look at the 90 minutes, I don't know if you watched that. They they didn't have a very good game, but they had a lot of chances that could have gone in and not gone in. I mean, they were unlucky the whole game. That I would think. Having said that, just before they scored the goal, West Ham missed
Yes, I saw that.
a chance, or Raya did a brilliant save because he actually put the ball in the not the far corner. The keeper would sort of go, but to the near side, and he did a brilliant block there as well. So I don't know. Maybe we read into this a lot, but the question that you asked, would I get rid of VAR? No, I wouldn't, because I don't think we can anyway. As George says, you can't stop technology. The technology goes. You can't stop science. Science. You can't stop science.
You can't stop science, but the
yeah.
problem with it is then what happens is, and I'm not saying we should get rid of VAR. It's a sad reality that you got to keep it, because I think overall it does more good than harm. But the problem is, now that you have the technology, I just feel like it's going to be more and more and more is going to be the deal. Like, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be, now they're going to look for this. Now that you're going to keep expanding it. I mean, we see it in like other sports. We see it in like the American sports over here. They're like, we have that. It can do that too. I mean, look at, you and I using AI for stuff. Oh, this guy can do that too. Let's do it, kind of a deal.
Exactly. But the thing is, that before we go into that question, the thing is, we can't stop VAR. I think what's going to happen in the future to make this more just, the AI, the VAR will be AI. Yeah. So it will be able to compare what we are now complaining against. I mean,
I don't know. If you look at some of the conversations I have with Gemini and chats, it's not going to turn out very well.
You don't know how to speak to them. That's why.
I don't know.
They're making fun. They're making fun of you. They write me afterwards. Okay, you know what I did to them?
Watch. The simplest thing. I just went through this. Angie was walking by. She just laughed. And so I asked chat to make this so I can do this, right? I did first 37 so we can place our upsets. And then I said week 36. It gave me a week from, I don't know when the hell that was, 36. Yeah. I'm like, no, like, what are you doing? This 36. And then it says, no. My bads. I know you meant this week. It gave me all the results. And then he's like, I'm going to make you a new image. And then it gave me another week. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you just gave me the scores. So yeah, if that guy is doing the calls, I would be, you have.
Yeah, that will be the thing.
You have.
Hello, Saifullah. Again, from Antonina. That was a nice day we had together with the training.
Different theme. Let's address this over here. I don't know if we're going to have the same answer, so I'll let you go at it first. We've actually talked about this perhaps in the
I
past.
will I will be a bit nationalistic here, uh, because
We suck.
we suck. Yeah, well, that is one. We cannot produce forwards. I mean, if you look at the national team, we are playing without a center forward for years now.
Okay, see,
Really.
I have my theory on that though. Keep going.
Okay. Uh, the other thing in the league, especially in the sort of championship chasing teams, uh, a, a foreign player can miss a goal and be tolerated, whereas a Turkish guy missing a goal will be slaughtered.
Yes.
So if the manager picks up the Turkish guy instead of the foreigner, and they can score, they would say play him. So they have a more chance of, they get more chances, I think. But there's a real problem in the Turkish system, I think. Um, we produce more. mm, I don't know what
I
we
think
produce.
those go hand in hand, is what I was going to say.
Yes, that's it. That's the thing, isn't it? But we produce good keepers, for example, isn't it? We
Yes.
have quite
But
quite
is
good
that
keepers.
because, if you have a son, like if Tuna is into soccer and you want him to advance, are you going to be like, dude, stick with midfield because you're gonna be a striker on the top team over here. They're gonna go get a foreigner.
Yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it?
I think like because those are like usually the higher money spendings, and yeah, this we brought this guy from Romania or whatever. I mean, like Fenerbahce and stuff. There's more of like a name recognition, right? So he gets more leeway because I don't know if Lewandowski comes over and misses like sitters. He's gonna get more leeway than Ahmed coming over there and like missing sitters, right? It's Lewandowski. He scored like 1,000 goals. He'll get him. It's just he's having a bad spell and stuff. Whereas that guy would be like playing in the second division in no time if he was like Turkish. But I think that's why we can't produce forwards because they don't get an opportunity. And the ones we get are usually guys who started playing in Germany, in Netherlands, and stuff like that. And then we bring him over. I mean, I think we talked about this when we do the Turkish national teams. The last guy we had was Hakan Şükür, who's like in a different political thing
Yeah,
now. But the last actual proper number 9 we had, it's
exactly. Yeah,
probably him. And that's ridiculous. That's like 20, 30 years ago.
yeah.
I don't know what's NS Unal. If he can stay healthy, I think that kid has potential. So I don't know if he'll be healthy for like the World Cup and stuff. But we'll be doing a lot of World Cup content over here. So we'll definitely get a lot of chances to talk about that. But Kev, I know, follows the league pretty closely over there. He knows what's up. Okay, let's do
And
this.
the one thing, no, can you come back for a second?
Come back to this.
Yeah. Why does the AI says all team names use one fixed font size at the bottom there?
You know why? Because it did. Hold on. I'm going to show you another image. See, this is the problem I'm having. You want this guy refereeing games, for God's sakes? Because he made this before that. Oh, no. Hold on. This. And I'm like, why
I
are they
see.
getting smaller as they go down? So when he made the other image, I got like a great relationship with
There
AI.
you go.
That's
Okay,
basically
yeah,
it.
yeah, I
Well,
can see.
you know what I
Okay.
got a great relationship with is making picks, baby. Because crushing it up by 9 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but it was unfair last time because you got your picks before I got my picks. We didn't do a broadcast because United won uh, against Liverpool. So you got the easy ones. I had to get West Ham, which is like I could have gotten that. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
sure. Um, I think, we talk about this all the time. I think, but here's the thing. I always thought this that as Turkish fans, we're a lot more emotional and harsher on players. But then again, I see some Liverpool players talking about certain like different players now, and I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah, I think Kevin's word is the two words there are critical. Brutal. I like the brutal one, uh, which is very true and unforgiving. The brutal one is coming from, I think, the family culture. We like to uh, punish, or our motivation. usually as a social sort of thing is making things harder, because we believe if you push somebody to the end, you would get more performance from him. Like, for example, we had Irfan Can, who the people were sort of booing when he was trying to cross the goddamn ball, and then he had a very good spell about 6 months, 7 months, and we were saying, see, you have both, you
Tough
were
love,
unfair
baby.
on him, and they said he's performing well because we booed him, and we sort of, we were brutal. So there's a catch 22 there, I think.
Yeah, we love tough love, I think.
Tough love is, yeah,
Especially like for men, right? It's like 10 times harsher
yes,
on like boys. So I think, yeah, like the tough love thing, yeah, don't give anything away easy, build them hards
yes.
so that they can like go against that, which I get, but I don't. But I think that's, when you talk about, like strikers and stuff like that, I think people are more critical of Turkish players. And we've talked about this before. There's always a little hint of jealousy there as well. Because when the
Mhm.
guy is from Cameroon and out there's no way you were going to be him. But when the guy is from like Izmir and out there, you could have easily been him, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. That the other thing is this. I think. I mean, with the keeper and the forwards, um, especially the forward, that needs a lot of self confidence, isn't it? I mean, a cool head, to be sort of, calm when you do the finishing work.
Yes.
So you are running all around the place and fighting with the Turkish brutal uh, center backs. You're literally fighting and getting kicked and sort of, elbowed and that sort of thing. And with that, all that energy, you have one or two chances to actually really put the ball in the net. If you miss that, then you will be a lousy guy, because we
Oh, hold on. You cut off on me again.
um,
Oh, there we go.
socks off to pressure, sort of, help the defense, blah blah. But they were not seen. If he missed one goal there, but maybe
Yeah.
he sort of, played a really good role in the team. We sort of, oversee that. I think
And
that's
I
the
think
other
for a
thing.
player psychologically, I mean, I don't know, like, like I play D, like it's a bit different, right? There's a lot of little things you can do to keep building your confidence as you go.
Yeah,
Whereas if you're like a striker, if you're already like the fans are on you, like, you can do something poor, but then you can put a hard tackle and win the fans right back over. Unless you score a goal, you're not winning the fans back over. Because, like you said, that pressing and all that kind of stuff, or defensive awareness, and nobody pays attention to that. Same thing with
yeah,
the goalie is like, if you can't catch everything, what's the point kind of a thing. So it just gets a lot
yeah,
more pressure. But
yeah.
yeah, well, we went all over the Turkish league now. Even though this is EPL across the ponds, we
Yeah.
bring our own little Turkish flavor to this mess. Which Turkish flavor now. I want Turkish
Which
flavor.
is which
Okay,
is which is a mess in itself. Yeah. Okay. Are these
okay,
games true?
upset. So that you're not like whining and complaining. Why don't
No,
you
no.
do
Are
your
these games
upset
true,
thing?
or AI is sort of, having fun
No,
with
I
you?
double checked with AI.
You
Though
take
these
these.
are
Okay.
correct. Yes,
Okay.
thank God.
This this week's game is, I think, Spurs. So my 3 points goes to Spurs getting something out of Chelsea.
Is that even an upset? I mean,
Ah,
I'll
isn't it?
give it to you because you're like sucking.
Wow,
But
that's it. Should be an upset at Stamford Bridge.
where I mean, Chelsea, until they got a point from us, unfortunately, they've lost like six in a row.
They lost the 6 game. Okay, will you give it to me?
I'll give it to you because I
Thank
won
you.
anyway, so you can have your fun. At least you'll close the
Uh,
gap so that we'll keep the ratings up.
Respectable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go.
Um, I'm gonna have West Ham come bring something out of Newcastle.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my 3-pointer there.
So, whew,
1 point up for grabs
Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will not lose.
to City. Really?
Yeah.
Bowman almost has to win, I think. Really depends on what happens
That's
Friday.
the other thing, but I think
Yeah.
that's a very difficult place to go to, I think.
That's true. I'm gonna say like an oddball over here. Forest seems tempting. I don't. It will be interesting to see what kind of a mindset Forest is in. I mean, they're safe, but
Yeah.
the disappointments of Europa, which I felt like, yeah, they really. I mean, Villa really wiped them off. I mean, the entire game. I know they hung around and stuff, but I mean, it was all Villa that game. But it'll be interesting to see how Forest bounce back from that against United. But I'm gonna get Crystal Palace there. I'm
Sorry?
gonna get Crystal Palace getting something out of Brentford.
So you're not going for Forest then?
No,
You
you
chickened
see, I
out.
showed left and then slept with the right.
You chickened out. That's the other way of
Or you
putting
can
it.
say that. No, because I really don't know how Forest is going to respond, so I'm not that confident. But I think
Yeah.
Palace,
That
Kev's,
that should be a
Crystal
good game.
Palace gets something out of Brentford.
Okay. That
So
that that looks difficult as well.
it does. How about our games over here? How confident are you in United beating Forest?
That's a good game, United Forest. I'll be in Dublin, so I'm not going to watch any of this. Probably.
How are you going to go to Dublin and not watch any soccer in a pub or something like that?
I don't know. There are all sorts of reasons. I don't know. Maybe if you're in a pub having a few Guinnesses,
Yeah, why
then
not? That's the whole point, isn't it? I mean,
ladies present. That's the other thing, isn't it?
oh, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? You know,
Yeah,
you get yourself a lady who likes to watch soccer. So
yeah, exactly.
this is my tip to all the men out there: get yourself a lady who likes soccer. Um, you heard it here first, young guys. Find a chick that likes soccer so that you can live a happy life. Okay, well, that's it for us today. But no better way to end it. I'm hoping Liverpool gets something out of Villa. It'll be interesting because I would think Villa will rotate, thinking of Europa. They're not going to risk anything. Gary was saying this morning we should put like a hard tackle in 2 minutes and to scare Villa to take everybody out, even if they do start them at the end and so before something happens. And then, you know, like,
Yeah, that's the Liverpool way, isn't it?
that is,
Yeah,
come on,
there you go.
the team that had Keane, you're gonna make that Liverpool way? Come on now, Keane, Neville, come on now, bunch of butchers in those winning years in that United team. But that's it for us today. We will be back next week. Will it be the regular time? Who knows? Well, we'll definitely publish it. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff, so you get notified of our settings. Obviously, Edip is in. Well, when he's not in Dublin, he's in Istanbul, and I'm over here in Chicago. So the time difference sometimes can be a challenge. But yeah, if you're subscribed, there's no way you can lose. Hit the notifications on. But have an awesome, awesome week, everybody. Tune in tonight to the boys. Actually, tonight's episodes is a classic. So I'm not even gonna spoil it, but you guys should watch tonight's World Cup episode. I might tune in live myself because I think it's like the funniest ordeal. So watch Chris and his surprise guest. I'll leave it at that. Do tune in for that, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.